everyone, it's Lydia here at Lydia's Leisurely Stitching. Today is Saturday, April 1st, 2023, and welcome to my 33rd Flosstube video. Today it's nice and sunny. It started out pretty rainy. There's like a thunderstorm this morning when I headed to work, but it's cleared out and now it's windy but bright and sunny, 76 degrees Fahrenheit. So a great day to be outside. Today I have 4 works in progress to show you and a little bit of fabric haul. And I have some news about a stitch along if you're interested in joining that. So the first project I have to show you is Swamp Witch by Forest Embroidery. And I'm stitching it on 32 count dulce de leche lugana by whim. And here's where it's at so far. I worked on this for 3 days since my last video, and what I did was I finished the border and then I added all of the stuff on the inside of the square. I really like how her hair turned out. So I bought this as a kit from Forest, and I substituted the fabric because it came with linen and I prefer to stitch on even weave. And then I switched out some of the colors. So it came with overdyed flosses, which were pretty variegated, and I prefer a more solid look. So I changed the frogs to a DMC green, and then the cattails and the hair are DMC 801 brown. Her hair is supposed to be like this bluish color that it came with in the kit, because it's a swamp witch, I guess, and it's called Kikimora. So I guess she is a character in their fables in Russia, but I want this to be more of a representation of me, so I changed the hair to brown for that reason. I'm really pleased with what I got done on this project, and I really got a lot of work in on it, so I'm hoping that I can keep that up and get it finished soon. So the next project that I worked on is Saltwater Scrapbook, and this is a collaboration between Lindy Stitches and the Blue Flower, and this is what it will look like when it's finished, or kind of look like when it's finished. So I'm only stitching 5 of the 9 blocks, and I'm switching them vertically. I always get confused about the difference between horizontal and vertical, and so I always have to remind myself that horizontal, like the horizon, is this way. So yeah, I'm stitching 5 of them vertically, stacked on top of each other. And I worked on this for 2 days since my last video. So here it is. So since my last video, I finished the sandcastle, and I added this tentacle and these 2 tentacles up here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 8 tentacles, so rounding a corner on that. So like I said, I'm stitching these 5 on top of each other. We've got the seagulls, which represent air, and then the man that walks on land, and then the octopus playing in the dirt, and then below that I'll have the fish with the fishing hooks and the shark, and then on the bottom of the seafloor the squid with the anchor. Did I say that this is stitched on 32 count Mercedes by Picture This Plus? I don't think I said that. I love the color. People do this to get a better view of their colors sometimes, so I wasn't sure if that would work. I think it's more accurate up close. If you look at the back, it looks like blue water. It's really a very pretty fabric for working on blue ocean themed piece. So yeah, that's that. And then next project I worked on is Ornament Log Cabin Home. It's Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artist is Dominic Davison. And this is what it'll look like when it's finished. I'm stitching this on 25 count easy grid lugana 1/1. And here it is so far. Let's see if I can fold this a little bit. So I've done 580 stitches since my last video, and I've been working on filling in the trees. You know, there are a lot of confetti, but I find that it's easier stitching than my other Haid, which is also a lot of confetti right now. And I think I decided that the reason is the smaller count fabric. So my other Haid is on 18 count aida, and when there are stitches that are like 10 stitches away, I'll carry, but if it's like 15, I feel like that's too far and I won't carry my threads, and so I have to stop and start a lot. But on this 25 count, I can easily carry 20 stitches and not worry about it because it's still less than an inch. So I'm happy with my progress so far. If you look right here, this white bit, I think that's smoke coming out of the chimney. And so I think these browns here are the side of the chimney, and then the rest over here, it's hasn't been stitched, will be the darker part of the chimney. So that's exciting to get to. Okay. And then the last project I have to share with you today is A Place of Her Own. This is also Heaven and Earth Designs, and it's artwork by James Christensen. And this is what it'll look like when it's finished. Like I said, I'm stitching this on 18 count sand aida. Okay. So this is where I'm at. So since the last video, I've finished this red border of the carpet, and I've started working in the carpet. And you can see by how many stitches are scattered about how intense the confetti is in this piece. Especially like up here, you can see all those are 1s and 2s. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to come up and finish this corner of the book, because all of this is confetti like this. It's more of the carpet. And so I want to have a good base that I can work off of to start working down, and have 2 fronts to work on the confetti and fill it in to the end of the page. This is the end of the piece. So since last time, I did 2,969 stitches in March, and then in February, since my last video, I did 1,644 for a total of 4,613 stitches. I did take a week of vacation in March, and I didn't do any stitching on that week, so that probably lost me about 1,000 stitches. I'm happy with the number of stitches I did, but I need to work on making sure I get my 1,000 stitches every week, especially with the confetti. It's a little slow going, but I want to push through and make sure I get it done. Okay, so that's all of my whips works in progress that I have to share. Like I mentioned, I spent a week in Orlando in March. We went to a timeshare presentation a year ago, and they said, how about you try a week at a resort and see how you like it, and then let us know if you're interested in buying. So we went to the resort in Orlando, and we picked that resort because it has a lazy river, and I love a good lazy river. My goal was just to get some sunshine, spend time by the pool, and relax. We did spend one day at Epcot, which it was so crowded. It wasn't spring break, and it was Monday when we went, so that's supposed to be the least crowded day. And after going, I think that I'm done with Disney. Like, there were just too many people, and you had to sign up in advance to get on the rides, which I didn't know about before I got there. And then they said, oh, well, more spots will open up at 1. we looked at our phone at 1:03 and all the spots for the ride were already full. So it was, yeah, it was just crowded, and I enjoyed my time by the pool much more than I enjoyed my day at Epcot. But it was good to go. My husband had never been, and so I got to, show him around and experience that. But on the way to Orlando, we drove from here. I live in the Atlanta area, so it was, I think it was supposed to be 6.5 hours. It ended up taking us 8 hours to drive down there. And so the store was closed when we drove down there, but on the way home, we were able to stop at Brick City Cross Stitch in Ocala. It's about an hour north of Orlando. And it was a nice stitching store, and they had a great selection of fabrics, which when I go to a stitching store, that's what I tend to look for. Patterns, I can buy online, but fabrics, it's just so hard to tell what the color is actually going to look like online that I really prefer to buy them in person. There are no stitching stores in Georgia, so whenever I get the chance to go, I take it and I go and I look for fabric. So I bought 2 pieces of fabric. I bought just the odds and ends that they had. They cut to size that you want, but since I didn't have any projects in mind, I was just like, just give me the extra bits and I'll take the extra bits. So this is 28 count helix. It looks a little purple to me on the screen, but it's definitely a bluish gray. I think this is by Picture This Plus. And then Fiber on a Whim Night Sky 32 count lugana. That's pretty close. It's like a charcoal gray. So I picked those up, and then I also got 2 months of the Fabric of the Month Club I get from XG Designs. So this one is Choco Chalk. It's a nice brown. That was February's. And this is Daffodil. I feel like it's better up close. It's a nice pale yellow. Good for another spring piece. So yep, that's all of my haul. Oh, I did have one other piece to show you. Where is it? Here it is. This is some green fabric I got from Fabric Fair, so it's white on the back. Maybe if you put it with the white you can see what color it is. And I'm planning on having a new start in April. So Alyssa at eCrafting in Colorado mentioned that she has been wanting to start a piece by 2x2 stitch art on Etsy. And I have a piece that I was enabled to get by Notorious Needle. Notorious Needle is stitching Idrisil. It's the Tree of Life by 2x2 stitch art. And I bought that pattern a couple of months ago after seeing her work on it. And when Alyssa said she wanted to start 2x2 stitch art piece, I said, hey, let's do a Sal. So we're going to start our 2x2 stitch art pieces on April 22nd. And if you're interested in joining us, please do. We're going to be sharing at hashtag 2x2, so 2x2 on 22 Sal on Instagram. So if you're interested, let us know, and let us know what piece you're going to work on. I do believe that it's a Ukrainian designer, so some of you out there might have bought something from her for Stitch Ukraine. Maybe you're just getting around to starting it. Come and join us. It'd be great to have you. So that's all that I have today. Thanks for coming and stopping by with me and hanging out with me. I love getting all the comments, so if you stop by, just, let me know that you came by and say hi, and then I'll know that you were here. So, thanks again, everybody. Bye now.